Yeah. Are we okay? There we go. Jeebus, having one hell of a time getting on some sort of live streaming. A lot of glitchy stuff. I think YouTube is doing stupid YouTube things. Um, so it wasn't letting XSplit find this event, because normally you can just find the way you do it is you set up your live stream on YouTube, and then you click on XSplit, and then XSplit will find the event, and then you basically just set it up, right? You basically just select the live stream that you're going to be on, and then it finds the stream key for you, and then it does the rest. But hey, what's up, Nelson? But it's not doing any of that tonight. Tonight's just being a dick. So yeah. So yeah, this is what we're doing. I seem to be too far. I seem to be very close in, um, to the point where I can't even get a good. I can't even get that to. Let's see if I can get that to focus a little bit. Let's see if we can get it to focus, if it will let me. There we go. There. Okay. So we got it to focus. That's good. And then I guess, hey, what's up, Jose? So we'll just do it that way, because it weird. I don't know why I have to use Zoom, but okay. We'll just do that. What's up, everyone? Welcome to Plate Painter Live. Hope you're having a good Thursday evening. We are having some technical difficulties, but we're gonna soldier through. I think we'll be okay. The good news is, the boring part of the painting is done, and there's not a whole lot of painting left to be done. So we'll just go ahead and do that. Yeah, and I'll have to figure out what's going on with my XSplit, why it's not behaving properly, right? So the original title of this stream was Painting Aristeia Like a Winner, because we were going to be winners, right? You won the prize. You won the organized play kit here. You won this guy. God, it's so fuzzy. Is it probably the video quality isn't so hot with you guys? I don't know what you're watching on, but anyways, so we got a Wild Bill here, who's actually pretty close to being done. We're just going to be doing some detail work on Bill, right? So we got Wild Bill, and again, this is the Wild Bill you would get if you won the Wild Bill organized play kit. So we got some Wild Bill, and then we got Parvati. Yeah, video quality is pretty bad because it's Zoom, right? Zoom is not really designed to do really do this high quality video, which is a shame. I should be on XSplit. I normally am on XSplit, but let me see if I can get. I mean, it's just super grainy. Super grainy. I don't know how long this is going to last, folks. But anyways, we got some Parvati. We got some Parvati there, and she's also like mostly done. She's mostly done. And then we got, and then finally we got both versions of Moonchild, right? So big Moonchild and little Moonchild, and they're also, guess what, mostly done. So it's just a lot of, it's just detail work on these. You can see that's the commission. That's what we've been working on. They are mostly done. They will be finished tonight. I'll be able to seal them up tomorrow. And, Jose, if you want to do pickup, we can do pickup tomorrow. Today it's cool. All right. Anyway, yeah. So this is what we're working on. Let me know if you have any questions, comments, or threats. Sorry about the video quality. It's not what we normally expect from such high quality programming such as Play It Painted. Yeah, we go all out on this show. We really need everything to be perfect. Otherwise, I don't hit record, or I just hit record and not give a shit what we're recording. It's the other option. That's the other thing that we're doing here. Let's see. Wer ist je? I need Basilicanum Gray. If I can find it. Wow. Basilicanum Gray is the most common contrast paint I have because it is one of the most versatile contrast paints. And so I like to keep a fair bit of it around because you could use it for a lot of stuff. You like that ladder option? What's the ladder option? What's the ladder option? I don't know. Okay. So Bill is, like I said, Bill is mostly done. I'm just shading in this wreckage thing that he's standing on. And then there's just like tiny little bits and details and stuff. But he's like on some weird like junkyard piece. It's kind of a shame, right? I would rather just have, instead of tactical wreckage robot, rather just have this decent Bill sculpt. But he's cool. He's looking all right. Maybe we brighten up his armor a little bit. Let's go ahead and do that while that's drying. All right, so we'll get some off-white and we'll get some off-white going. Yeah. You guys tell me what you're working on, or what is keeping you from boredom. And I had just a little bit of free time tonight. Not much. I had a little bit of free time. And that was like way too much free time. Kind of sat around for a bit going, wow, this is really boring. I don't like this. Just hit record, don't get F. Yeah, I did not. I don't know. Well, that's too dark. I need off-white actually. Yeah, I also prefer to just hit record and not give an F about the quality of the program. Some people hop on and just want to complain about the quality of the program. I gotta admit that that the people that do that, I gotta admire their perseverance. If you come on and you still complain about the nature of this show, or what I often rant about, and that's what I rant about, and I've been doing it for years and years, like, hats off to you, sir. Like, you are really dedicated to complaining about my complaining. That's really admirable, I have to say. That's really right. That takes some loyalty. It takes some dedication to do that. And I'm saying that unironically. Like, if you care enough to be like, I'm tired of Octave always talking about not liking shit. Like, if you constantly do that, if you regularly do that, that's awesome. Like, why do you like me so much? That's the true fan. Anyway, let's Zoom. What's up, David Moffat? Yeah, Zoom was the backup. I guess I could have gone on OBS now that I think about it. I could have fired up OBS. Not sure what XSplit is doing. Maybe they get tired of me turning down their offer for XSplit Premium or whatever. And they're like, screw this guy. Just just like make it so that he can't stream. Maybe. You know, the good news about Zoom is if somebody else had a camera and wanted to do hop on the stream, I could just send them the link to the Zoom call and they just hop in on the Zoom call. You could do that. All right. Look at that. Little off-white highlight there for Wild Bill. Kind of make his little footsie armor pop a little bit. All right. Looking cool. What are you up to, David? All right. Yeah, I'm liking Wild Bill. He's doing all right. He doing all right, man. Is there 2 streams? I don't know. There should only be 1 stream. There should only be 1 stream. I guess what I was saying is if you had a camera and you wanted to just paint while I'm painting and you know, be on the stream, you could be on the stream. But yeah, he's looking pretty good. You're basing ghouls. You know, you had the video on mute. Oh, gotcha. Yeah, we just don't cross the streams. Haha. Because it's Goosebusters. All right. I still don't. Somebody's going to tell me that this is a piece of a tag or something, you know, something I should care about from Infinity, right? But I don't. It's, you know, it's Wild Bill's base. That's Wild Bill. It's just what he do. Yeah, if you want, David, I could shoot you a link to the Zoom here. Let me do that in just a second. Just pop this on. All right. Let's do that. Let's do that. You know, everyone here has been watching Aristeia all day long. Where do I go? All right. It's a piece of tag. What's up, newbie? I'm gonna post this. I'm gonna post a Zoom link. I'll post the Zoom link in the Dicey Facebook chat, because all them people are asleep basically. So here we go. There we go. All right. So that's a thing. What happened to the personal room? I did personal things in the personal room and had to shut that off. That was you know, that was not suitable for kids when you do that. When you do your personal room for YouTube, not suitable for kids. All right. So that's is Wild Bill. He's looking pretty good, looking dusty, right? All right, let's move along. Wild Bill, and then this is Parvati. It's actually also quite close to being done. Let's just do a little bit of highlight action on her. I need to find a replacement for this color, and I think I have one. I think I have one in the Reaper line. Let me see what I have. Maybe I have one. that's what happens. Like there's certain colors that you know it's going to be hard to find replacements for that exact color, that exact line. So you start looking for colors in other paint lines to try to fill the gap there. That's what we do. That's my main goal, is I like trying to fill gaps. What? All right. Look. Oh, shh. Look at past octave. Look at that. You see what he do? He was thinking. He's like, yeah, this is gonna run out. This is not gonna be there forever. Someone, oh, did someone trying to get in? No, no one's trying to get in yet. But yeah, he was thinking, and so he came up with this color, this amethyst purple. Man, thank you, past octave. That guy's awesome. That guy is awesome. See, when people think I just walk into the hobby shop and just randomly buy paints every week. No, I'm thinking about shit like this, man. Problem is I don't remember every color I need to replace. That's the problem. So the other problem is I drop shit all the time. Where did that go? All right. Okay. And so you got to get the Reaper. I put it in the Dicey chat, in the spot chat. So if you're in this Facebook spot chat, it's in there. All right. I guess I probably should have just put it in my Discord, but I don't know. Okay. See that? See, this isn't just for ripping your gums and teeth when you're at the dentist's office. You can do all kinds of stuff like that. I do like this Parvati. I would paint her. I think if I got my own, I would paint her a little bit different. You know what I would do, right? I would do more of like a, I would do more of a skin colored, like a regular human skin colored Parvati, but sectioned just like this, so that it looks like it would look more like the regular Aleph stuff I used to have. So I just work up a little highlight there on the purple. Doesn't have to be much. Her this scheme is cool, but it's not very striking, if you know what I mean. It's somewhat understated because there's, in my opinion, there's a little too much white on this miniature. Either that or it's not. I guess I can continue to bring up the white, but I don't think that's going to help much. Right, that helps a little bit. Bringing these purple colors into it helps a little bit, but not a whole lot. It's not too much. All right, so we get that. Let's highlight the little gold circle thing at the bottom there. Let's do that. Oof, oof. There we go. this is another color I need to replace, and this is a very difficult color to replace, this ice yellow. Very difficult color to replace. I know where I can get a replacement. I just don't know if I want to buy it yet. If that makes sense. I kind of do though, because it comes, I think it comes with a black. I don't know, I'll have to look. I'll look, see if I want to replace that. All right, so now let's just do a tiny little, ooh, tiny little highlight. Whoa, whoa. Not the biggest, it's not the cleanest highlight, so we're gonna, but just enough to give you a little swing shine out of this, right? That's all I'm trying to do. A little swing sign. There we go. Just to draw your attention to it a little bit. All right, that's it. That's all we're trying to do. We got Mr. Moufette joining the room here. So he should be popping on here in a second. Hey, what's up, AT? Long time no see, man. Welcome to the chat. Welcome to the feed. There we go. Yeah, I like it. I like it.
Oh, wait,
what up,
wait,
man?
Wait, stop.
What? What? All right. There we go. Now we've got two cameras on and two painting things going on at the same time. You're on mute, sir. What's up, mate? Whoa. Moufette is looks like he's doing some setup stuff. Maybe he got Canadian out of that with all the, maybe that's snow.
Okay.
I don't know.
Okay, what is my camera?
I can hear you.
Yeah, I had to mute because I was getting feedback, but then I remembered it's just because I didn't mute the YouTube video.
Ah. AT wants to know if I talked to Mark in a while. Actually, I just talked to him the other night, like 2 nights ago, I think. Yeah, I talked to him 2 nights ago. We were talking about stalker people. That's what we were talking. We were talking about stalkers. Which is that can be a real thing. Newbie's calling you a Canadian boomer. Why do you ask, AT? Are you worried that Mark has a stalker? I don't know. Oh, you're getting some of his Katie. Ah, okay. I can bug him for you and let him know that you're getting some of his minis. He'll be excited to hear that. That's a good reason for him to come out of hiding. That's cool.
Okay. Okay, there we go.
You're a stalker. Newbie is a stalker. He is a stalker. But Newbie's also very far away, so he can't. He's pretty limited in how he can stalk people.
All right, everything's sorted out. There we go. Can you
All
hear me
right,
now?
yeah, we can see your table now. Cool.
New computer setup. I had to reinstall because I got a new hard drive, so everything is a little janky.
Cool. I always like new tech, except when it decides I'm not allowed to use my XSplit. I'm not even sure what happened. It just won't find my XSplit. Just refused to find that other stream, and it wouldn't. And then every time I tried to authorize myself, it said too many authorization attempts, and I said, but they've all been successful.
Weird.
Why is that bad? If you can successfully log on 8 times, that just makes you 8 times as secure. It doesn't make you, I don't know.
I can never get XSplit to work very well.
I hated it for a while. There was a period like a couple years ago where it just because it does eat up a lot of resource, like way more than OBS does. But it when it is running nicely, it's pretty versatile, right? You can use it in just about any other program you want to run. You can use it at. My favorite thing about it is you could just run XSplit as a camera.
Yeah, OBS
so you can
do that
have
now
your.
Too.
Oh, it can?
Yeah.
It's
Not
not finding it on Discord. My OBS as a camera source.
Well, I can do it, but my computer isn't powerful enough.
Ah, okay. Oh yeah, I'll try it next time.
And today I discovered
OBS is nicer.
I can't run Logitech the capture with Discord on. That's why I was having issues.
Oh yeah, that makes sense actually. But you should be able to run Logitech. Will work if you. For me, what it works is you set it up on Discord first, and you have Discord running, and then you turn Logitech on, and then it'll work. But it doesn't work the other way.
Yeah, something happened. I'll have to test it again.
So Newbie says, "You think I'm limited, but with chloroform duct tape and transit vans." Oh man, I wonder, would Newbie be a stalker? Yeah, out here, yeah, for sure. Newbie would be a stalker out here.
I feel like he's too upfront to be a stalker.
He'd be that guy. Yeah, well, he would be caught in the first 5 minutes of the episode.
Yeah.
There's a stalker, and he would just raise his hand. Yeah, that's me.
Yeah, over here.
Roll credits. We found him. Yeah. Have you ever had experience with stalkers?
I don't think so.
Yeah.
I had a girlfriend who just lied about every single thing for no apparent reason. So I'm not a stalker, but interesting anyway.
But pathological liar? Sure.
Yeah, like just mundane things she just lie about. It's like, why do you lie about every single thing?
Wow, it keeps life interesting. No, me and Mark were talking about that the other night, because sometimes they're kind of stalkers, but they're not like your typical like thirsty dude stalker.
Yeah.
There's just people that I think the way he described it is it's like single white female but for gamers, right?
Yeah.
There's people that want, for whatever reason, they want to have the same life that I have, which is interesting.
want it.
So they kind of insert themselves in all of the same, the same kind of circles and that kind of thing, and they just sort of live off of that.
They live your best life.
Yeah, it's really interesting. It's happened to me at least twice. I'm sure somebody paying attention may know of other instances, but it's happened to me at least twice that it's just sort of like, oh, well, Octave's doing this, I'm going to go do this. Octave's here, I'm going to go do here. And I don't know for sure, but I think that's the reason. It's like, oh, well, I like whatever this, this sort of life is, and I'm just going to live it the same way. And it's and you find out that those people don't have the same effect on your friends that you do.
Yeah.
Your friends do not like that person the same way, we'll say. They're like, who the hell is this person? Why are they acting familiar with me? Why are they, what is this?
Yeah, I've definitely seen those kind of people. No one really wants my life, I guess. So.
I don't know. It's a pretty good hobby life.
Yeah.
AT wants to know if I'm talking about you. No, I'm not talking about you because I kind of want your life, because you win every raffle I've ever seen.
Ooh.
I don't understand. It's inexplicable. You've won every raffle. I think you've won raffles that you're not even entered in. You just walk by and it's we're giving away this brand new jacuzzi, and he just wins the jacuzzi. Not that actually might be kind of a nightmare to win a jacuzzi unexpectedly. That could be bad.
An unexpected jacuzzi.
Yeah. Now you have a thing that you have to figure out how to transport, and hopefully you've got a place big enough for it, and then you've got to hook it up.
Yeah, it's kind of like those raffles for like a supercar, like a Koenig. What are you gonna do with the Koenig?
Yeah, people. The people that enter stuff like that, it just sounds great.
Yeah,
they win like a yacht. Now you have to buy. Yeah, now you have to go buy yourself a space at the wharf, and you got to pay rent on it.
Enjoy.
I was telling people, like, you could ruin a poor person's life by giving them a boat. It would be an awful. If you were like just a rich evil person, you could do that, right? You get them on TV. You just won a boat. The person's like, oh my god! It's like at TV, on TV, it's like the greatest thing. You're like Oprah for like a second.
You get a boat.
But yeah, and then if you had a follow-up show, like 8 months later, you would show all these people just their lives ruined.
So what you do is you buy a wharf.
Got 15 citations. Yeah.
Give away boats.
Yeah.
Collect the rent. Master
Wow.
plan revealed.
That's how you wreck people. We're gonna give Newbie a boat. Actually, I don't think Newbie would ruin his life, because he would sail to places and become a real stalker.
That's right. He'd be like, I'm breaking out of the reset. I'm
he
out
would
of here.
be the nautical stalker.
Yeah. You're just gonna travel in stock.
He's, every port he lands in, he's like, okay, I need to find the chloroform, and I need to find where they sell all the rope. Wow. This is a bad stream, kids. Don't watch this stream. What? We had a TV quiz show, game show in 1970s through the 80s that was darts themed, called Bullseye.
Fair enough.
I'm not sure what that has to do with you being a stalker.
Tranquilizers?
Yeah. Maybe he was like grand champion of that show.
Yeah. I could trank a lady from a mile away.
It would be, and you know how they have like the especially in the 70s and 80s, they have they would have the show models, you know, the girls on their shows that are like showing off the cash and prizes, and so you'd see one of them just get hit in the neck with a dart and all that shit. Oh, oh, there goes Brandy. Oh, where'd our champion go to? I don't see our champion.
Do you remember which serial killer it was that was on one of those dating shows and he like won the date?
No, I never heard of that.
Yeah, my wife was watching that. So he creepy dude for sure. The lady went on a date with him and she's like, no, I never dated him again. He seemed kind of off.
And she lived.
And
That's amazing.
Yeah.
That's
A
amazing.
lot of people did not, unfortunately.
That's the kind of luck you actually want.
Yeah.
Right? Like Albert winning a jacuzzi, that's one kind of luck. But I would rather have the I'm not going to get murdered luck.
It is a good one. It's a good package.
If you want a boat or a sports car, wouldn't you just sell it? Well, you would still have to pay tax on the sale. You would still, I think, in order to sell the boat, I don't know, California probably make you register the boat and pay a bunch of taxes to begin with. So it's still a bad life, newbie. Like giving a poor person a boat is still cruel and unusual punishment, I think. It could happen. Contestants actually won, they would get prizes like a speedboat. That's like people, you've heard the stories too, and Wheel of Fortune or Price is Right, when people they do the studio, what's it called? Whatever, that studio extravaganza, and they would pick like a jet ski, and they live in Kansas, stuff like that. Like, why would you do that?
Boats are really popular here, but there's no like lakes or anything to ride on them. You have to go to another province.
But yeah, but I mean, if you were wealthy enough, right? Then
Yeah.
you throw that, you tow that jet ski over there, and you go on about your way. But some of these Wheel of Fortune people, like that money's got to last them the year. And you're gonna take a jet ski. I always wanted to see one just like really greedy person on Wheel of Fortune just put it all on a gift certificate. The whole thing. I don't want any of these stupid prizes.
Yeah.
Wow. And then he also hated Bullseye. The host died many years ago, and he was happy because he threw the dart at his neck. Screw that guy. Newbie confessing to crimes in our chat. Confessing to crimes.
I don't see that in my chat.
So speaking of which, are you gonna take part in that Orbos Tay good vibes thing?
Yeah, I think I'm gonna rip off
you doing that?
your format. I'm just gonna like post videos of miniatures and then just talk about something.
Yeah,
seems like a good thing. Yeah.
It's funny. I was talking to some people about that because they watched the video last night. They watched the upload, and it kind of turned into an I love you man moment.
Oh,
I love you man, like that kind of thing. It was real sappy, and I was saying, the funny thing about that is I was actually pretty pissed off when I recorded that audio, but it came off like super sappy. As opposed to, when I'm happy, I'm like ranting about stuff. But I guess when I'm upset, then,
You get a
I
Hallmark
get
moment.
real grateful and appreciate. Yeah, I become the Hallmark. Sounds about right. Sounds about right. I even, yeah. So last night I even like sent out a couple of messages to friends like, "Hey, haven't heard from you in a while. You know, just checking in," that kind of thing. Like I went full blown into that mode
Oh yeah.
based on the conversation. But I started that whole video like already pretty irritated, like because I'm like, what? It was like I forget what, something made me mad earlier in the evening, and I'm like, you know what? I'm not gonna stream. I'm just gonna. I wanted to shoot this War Boss tape video. I'll just do that. So I just threw a bunch of photos on from my phone, and then just hit record, and it's just one take. That's just me saying something, and that's how it came out.
Oh yeah. I think I'll just record like videos of my spinning miniatures over and over.
Nice.
Yeah, it should be fun. That's what I did this morning. I was eating my breakfast and I just watched my spinner go around, showing off some Necrons.
Nice. I have a spinner here with the little, the little reflective bottom. But it takes like a weird C-cell battery or something.
Oh no.
That I just don't have on hand. It's got a bunch of miniatures on it, but I haven't used it in years.
Oh yeah. Yeah, mine's solar powered, which means that my light box can power it. So I just turn on the light box and it'll just spin.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
That's cool.
As the British say, I was pretty chuffed about that.
You're chuffed?
So chuffed.
Chuffed. What is going on? Oh, okay. Getting messages for. I like it when you get a message for a conversation that you started like 5 hours ago, and you forgot what you were talking about.
Anyone who talks to me goes through that all the time.
Yeah. So when you first read the message, it's completely out of context, and you're like, "What the hell is this person talking about?" And you have to go back and check what you said to prompt the reaction. And you're like, "Oh yeah, that's my fault." People they'll just respond randomly to me. F that guy, and I'm like, "Well, what did I do?" And then I look, and I was like, "Oh, I was okay. Never mind."
Oh, I was
That
ranting
makes
again.
sense. Yeah. All right. Oh, metal swords always scare me.
They're not very fun.
I'm afraid I'm gonna just bend that.
Especially the Lord of the Rings ones. I don't think I have any metal Lord of the Rings miniatures that have swords that aren't bent. They just get wavy.
Well, only thing worse than metal swords are metal spears.
Yeah.
I have to look at my Facebook. You sending me
no
inappropriate things? Is this guy with a speedboat? What the hell?
If you moderate newbie, you can post some links for you.
Yeah, now people are sending me messages. Yeah, F that guy. What? Can links? Yeah, you can post a link in the chat. I don't know if that will. I don't know if I'll get in trouble if I play the video and show it on a screen share or something. Who knows?
Reaction video.
YouTube. Yeah, maybe we could call it that, right?
Yeah, lately my wife's been watching this video therapy. So these two dudes who just go through like the gut wrenching videos, like Up or Inside Out and stuff. And one guy's a therapist and one guy's a screenplay writer. So they just kind of analyze the whole video from a life perspective.
They try. Is it bad? Like, are they trying not to cry or something? Like, is it
they
bad?
cry sometimes for sure. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It's actually pretty well done.
I think if I did reaction videos, people would think I'm an even worse person.
Yeah, me and my wife were talking about it, and that was like have you seen Up?
Yeah.
I think the biggest flaw is that you start off like with a gut wrenching cry, and then the
Yeah,
rest of the movie is just kind of bland.
it just hits that note right out of the gate.
Yeah, yeah. Maybe they should have saved it up for the end. I don't know. Give like little flashes of his previous life.
Yeah.
Like he's a grumpy old man, but then you start finding out why he's a grumpy old man, and then you see the terrible gut wrenching life he led, and just bawl your eyes out, and then leave the theater.
What's cool about that would be then he would be, for at least half of the movie, he would kind of be the antagonist, right?
Yeah,
Because
yeah, exactly.
you wouldn't know why he's such a jerk.
Yeah, I like those kind of things where it just builds up. Kind of like, did you see The Witch?
I have not seen The Witch. I know enough about that movie from just watching reviews of it and that kind of thing, but I've never actually sat down and watched The Witch.
In the beginning, it kind of just reveals that there's a witch. And I think the movie could have been
Yeah.
better if they didn't reveal there was a witch. If you're just wondering if these people are just going insane.
Right. It could have very well just been a, like a paranoid community of people.
Yeah,
It almost did not need a supernatural thing to it.
it's true. Yeah, it could have gotten away with no supernaturalness whatsoever. Just a religious nut and taking his family out into the boonies, and hilarity ensues. Dances the goats.
All right. I have to be very careful here. So I'm going to paint the little nose on this werewolf black. And if it's too big, then this thing ends up looking like a cartoon dog.
Oh, Newbie says you start with a cry, ended up with a massive cry. End up. But I don't know. I didn't really remember the ending being all that sad.
The ending wasn't, I mean, I guess. I don't know. I'm made of wood, I guess. I just don't.
Did you cry in the beginning?
No.
No. Did you feel a little sad?
Yeah, I felt a little sad. There's some humanity down in there somewhere. I was like, oh, it's kind of sad.
Yeah, movies always make me cry since I was a kid. I always get embarrassed.
Really?
Especially if it was like at school and we're watching like a school movie, and then I'd cry.
Oh. I'm trying to think, like, what kind of stuff actually. I think the closest thing that you could get me to cry is if you played Desperado like 5 times in a row.
5 times in a row?
Maybe you could get me to cry.
Break through that stone heart.
Yeah. That's the funniest thing too. It's always like the joke about Desperado is like, you can only get dudes to cry when they're listening to Desperado. I can't think of a movie that actually made me cry. I'm trying to think. Like
How
Old
about Coco?
Yeller.
Did you watch Coco?
Never watch Coco.
Oh, you should
I
watch
watched
Coco.
Marley and Me.
I never watched Marley and Me.
People lost it in that movie.
Yeah.
Wow. What? I don't know. Okay, chat. Like, what movies actually brought you to tears? I'm trying to think. I guess I'm just messed up. I cannot think of a movie that brought me to tears. Okay, Newbie's explaining the end of Up. He has all them photos of him being a kid, and the boy keeps looking through the book. He gets the photos of the guy with the girl that he marries, and it's all the adventures they had together. Oh, yeah. So it is kind of a flashback because it's all the memories he had with his wife. Damn. Wow. This is worth exploring. What the hell? Why do I not cry at the end of the movies?
I don't think my wife cries much.
Aliens.
Newbie cried for Coco. Oh yeah, Coco. That's a sad one. That one gets you at the end. It's a good one.
Jack. I don't know.
Never saw
I don't know what
Jack.
movie that is, Matt. I don't know. Okay. It's gonna be a challenge now, guys. We're gonna have to force me. If I don't cry at any of these movies, then you just have to find the switch to turn me off. That's that's the conclusion. I have to, yeah. You have to lower me into the molten, the smelting pit, and I do the thumbs up.
That's right.
That's
It served your purpose. Now it's done.
save that stupid Edward Norton kid so they can kill him. And
That was Edward Norton.
Oh, sorry, not Edward. Edward Furlong.
Oh, okay.
Edward Furlong. Yeah. That kid. So they could kill him in the latest one.
Oh, they killed him.
Oh, sorry, spoiler alert.
Well, that's okay. I'll never watch it.
That last Terminator movie looked like a train wreck.
I think the last one I watched was with the Lady Terminator.
I watched most of that. It wasn't like I didn't really pay. It's like, oh, okay, I kind of get the gist of it. There's this Lady Terminator, and that's kind of cool, but didn't really. I don't know. Never really got invested in that one. I thought the Christian Bale ones were interesting because those were more straight up military action movies almost. So
Those
those
Christian
were cool.
Bale ones?
Yeah.
Wow.
Where he's
so much?
where he's John Connor. See, even Nelson is saying the scene still makes me tear a little. Oh, you're talking about the end of T2?
Yeah, I cried there for sure.
Wow, I am messed up. I don't cry at any of that stuff. Oh, well.
Well, you're going to have to prove it to yourself tonight before you go to bed. Listen to Desperado 5 times. See what happens.
I'm going to have to... I'll probably just fall asleep.
Cry yourself to sleep.
Like, oh, Desperado again. Just fall asleep. Yeah, it is a great song. And, you need to... You don't draw the Queen of Diamonds, boy. That's... the Queen of Hearts is your best bet. That's the point of that song. You gotta let somebody love you.
Yeah, why wouldn't you let somebody love him?
I don't know, just because he's Desperado. Too tough. He's he's the mean cowboy guy. Doesn't cry at movies either. It's his problem.
Never cry.
See, nobody thought the gingers have no soul. Well, yeah. I mean, that is true. Gingers don't have any soul, but I don't know. Whatever the level is below not having a soul, I'm down there somewhere. Okay. Let's work.
That's
I
right,
know
you're just
why
the Terminator.
you cry, but it's not. Oh, you know what it is? Nelson, you're onto something. Okay, so here's how you could technically get me to cry, right? Is one, I have to go to the Tree of Woe, almost die, and then you have to take my almost dead body to Mako, and then Valeria has to sacrifice herself for me, and then you have to have Subutai cry for me. That will count.
It's very convoluted.
Yeah. For those of you who know that movie reference.
The quest.
I hope most of us know that, right? You have to go to the Tree of Woe, right? And then, the vulture tries to get you, but you bite the vulture's neck. And then
you're just thirsty, that's all.
Yeah, then they take you to. Then Valeria finds you. Valeria and Subutai. They take you to Mako, and Mako does the thing to bring you back, and Valeria dies. And he says, so they're killing. This is from Conan the Barbarian, and so they light a pyre for Valeria, and they're walking away from the pyre, and Mako says, he does not cry, and Subadai says, he is Sumerian, he won't cry, so I cry for him, and Subadai cry. Oh man, there you go. That's a great movie right there.
Take some Black Lotus, punch a camel.
Punch a yeah. Yeah. I need to get. That's the one thing. I was sitting around tonight. I was like, man, I need to just watch like good movies. I need to queue up some good movies again. The last movie I watched. Hey, what's up, John? Is my son wanted to watch Three Amigos with me, so we watched Three Amigos.
Oh, nice.
That was
the Martin Short one. Oh, not Martin Short. Steve Martin.
Yep. But yeah, Martin Short's in it too.
Oh, was he? Oh, there we go.
Yeah, he was Ned Niederlander. Yeah, my son wanted to watch that because I was like, El Guapo is the best character. So we watched that together. We watched Nacho Libre because why not? So it was kind of a theme. We had white people doing Mexican things. That was kind of the movie theme that we were doing. And then and then we watched a little bit of They Live, but that was mainly I was just kind of watching it myself.
Oh, okay.
And he walked in and he's like, "Can I watch a little bit of it?" I'm like, "Yeah, if he gets you scared, we'll stop." But he didn't get scared; he just got bored.
That's the one where they say obey and stuff, right? He puts on the glasses; he can see the truth.
The Roddy Piper movie.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
Great movie.
I always thought that one was a zombie movie.
So
whenever people say the title, They Live, I don't know why.
Yeah, well, when I saw it in the theater, I thought that's what we were going into.
Okay, yeah.
I thought we were going into a zombie movie, and no, I was pretty awesome. But that was when you could watch anything John Carpenter, and it was going to be good. But John Carpenter never really did well in the box office, right? He usually did. His movies like Big Trouble in Little China, and I guess what's his biggest box office was maybe The Thing.
Hopefully a cult classic. I don't know.
Maybe.
Ghosts of Mars.
What's up, Dicey?
Maybe did well in the box office. Hey, Dicey.
Oh yeah, Ghosts of Mars, which wasn't even.
Movie.
I mean, for a John Carpenter movie, yeah, it wasn't. It's not. It's not one of his best movies. Prince of Darkness. That was another one, but that did not do well in the movie theater at all. But it was still a pretty cool movie.
I think I've seen it.
Yeah, Big Trouble though. That's still Big Trouble in Little China. They Live, and The Thing are those are my favorite John Carpenter movies. Dicey, what movie makes you cry? This is the question. Sean hasn't answered either.
I can't wait to watch the Thing with my daughter. It's gonna be so awesome.
Oh, are you gonna? How do you feel about the prequel?
Which one's the prequel?
The prequel is I want to say that came out 2012 or something like that. It had Mary Elizabeth, whatever her name is, the Canadian actress. It's the newer The Thing, but they actually set it with I want to say it was the Swedish team or the Norwegian.
I think they're Norwegians
in Antarctica.
Oh yeah, that's right. I forgot that they made a prequel.
Mhm.
Yeah, that'd be
Dicey
cool.
cries at the never-ending story. Oh my God! I gave my
And the
wife that
horse?
speech
Yeah.
the other day. Yeah, yeah.
Oh yeah,
Holy
that'll do
shit!
it.
I saw that in the theater. I want to say 7 or 8 years old, and I saw that horse die in the theater, and I did not cry. There's something wrong with me, man.
There we go. That's the proof. If you can't cry with the horse drowning.
Me and my brother were both watching. He was 9. No, that's right. He was 9 and I was 8, and we watched Artax die in the never-ending story, and we're like, "What's the matter? The stupid horse." Everybody else is crying in the theater. Oh man! And the other thing in never-ending story, you remember the rock creature, and he's like, "These look like big, strong hands, don't
Oh,
they?"
yeah.
And he's talking about trying to hold all of his friends while the nothing like rips them out of his hands. Do you remember that part?
Oh yeah, that was deep.
That was deep. No, we didn't cry at that either.
Oh yeah. We're strong enough.
We were evil. We were. I'm a pod person.
Yeah. I remember.
My girl, really?
Oh yeah, when the guy gets like stung to death with bees. And
Yeah,
then,
that shit was hilarious.
well, it's because it was Macaulay Culkin, so you can appreciate him getting stung to death by bees.
I laughed for like 15 minutes after that. It's like he got Macaulay Culkin. There's certain death scenes that really made me laugh. The end of Legends of the Fall, when he fights the bear and dies to the bear.
That's true.
Does it with Brad Pitt? Do you remember that movie?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Confirmed. I'm evil. There we go.
I didn't cry over Legends of the Fall. That's for sure.
No, I don't think you. But I did laugh almost to the point of crying when that bear
Oh, there we go.
came on.
Laughing until you crying counts.
This is what happens when you come from them hard Asian streets. All right. So you got My Girl. Sean doesn't have. Sean second, another vote for Coco.
Yeah, Coco.
Dude, I haven't seen Coco. Maybe I need to watch Coco
I think so. Coco's awesome.
to prove my humanity. That I'm not entirely soulless. But I'm sorry, man. My Girl, that shit was hilarious to me.
He needs his glasses.
Oh no.
His glasses. I can't see because he's dead.
Yeah. Yep. That's it. Going, I'm gonna have the best seat in hell. That's all I'm saying. I'm gonna have the best. I'll save spots for you guys. I'll save you spots. You just have to learn to not cry in these movies. Oh man. Frozen.
Frozen never made
Really? What was Frozen? I'm trying to think. Is it true that Frozen, that the main character Elsa in Frozen is named for a porn actress? Is that true?
Newbie, can you answer that question, please?
That's what I was told, is that they named, because she was named for, Elsa was named for a famous porn actress. Let's see. I get upset when Xenomorph number 500 dies in Aliens in that scene with the smart gun Ness. Who I felt bad for in Aliens was Wiesbarsky, because you never get a good shot of Wiesbarsky until Michael Biehn is screaming his name, Wiesbarsky, and you hear the guy yell. You hear Wiesbarsky like screaming out, but you never actually get to see him. He's not even really in the scenes where it's, the scenes leading up to that where you just see the Marines patrolling. Like, you never see Reese Barsky, and he just dies. It's pretty sad.
Just another faceless death.
Another faceless death. Who Frost dying was pretty hilarious because he fell off the thing. He gets hit with the he gets hit with the blowtorch, or I'm sorry, with the flamethrower, and he falls down the stairwell, and he has all their ammo, and he causes the giant explosion. Pixar kids films. Okay, Dicey's explaining. The underlying theme is about depression and anxiety. When Elsa locks herself up, like all her childhood up to adulthood, it hits home. That's fair, dude. I get that. But I'm also evil, so I don't get that. But yeah, no, I get it. The last movie for Avengers. Dang, there's some raw. This is the confessional, man. We're just say what you need to say. There's no judgment. We're judging me for not crying, guys. That's the problem. I'm the problem. So if you cried at Avengers, were you sad when Scarlett Johansson dies? That made me mad. My wife and I were talking about that today.
She died?
Like, wait, we traded her for Brie Larson? That's what made me mad. We don't get to see Scarlett Johansson. We got Brie Larson instead of Scarlett Johansson. Who makes that trade? Who makes that trade? Seriously. What's the matter with people?
Aren't Marvel movies pretty much done now?
Yeah, pretty much.
So no worries.
The latest Toy Story.
Oh yeah, that was a good one.
Toy Story, yeah, there's some I would say some of the earlier, I don't know. There's always kind of a tearjerker moment in Toy Story.
I think the third one though was more tearjerky. They're all holding hands, waiting to face the inferno of doom.
When they're all gonna roll into that
you're like, well, it's over
incinerator.
Now.
Yeah. Is it bad that I was like, can we see like a couple of them die and then they get out of it?
How about the dino? No one likes a dino. Yeah. Get out of here.
Dino and Potato Head have to take it for dramatic effect.
Just watching him melt. Dino could give a little tiny thumbs up.
You see Mr. Potato Head's, he's melting, and he tries to throw his eyes up to the just save my eyes, and he throws his eyes up and they melt on the way up.
Just throws fireballs.
They try to catch his eyes. Oh, his eyes melted in my hands. Oh. Newbie is sad when Scarlett keeps her clothes on. Yeah, I always bring this up with Scarlett Johansson, right? Because Scarlett Johansson, I don't believe she's ever done a nude scene on film. But one of her first movies, which was that movie with Ewan McGregor, which the title escapes me right now. It's the one where they're basically clones and they're harvesting organs off of them.
Oh yeah, that was.
I forget the name of that movie, right? She approached the director because she wanted to do a nude scene in that movie, and the director said no, and we're like, ah, this is the worst person on earth. That's the work that dude. Why did you deny humanity? But yeah, I forget the name of that movie. All right, we're still talking about Tony deciding to use the glove. Yeah, the part that kind of bugged me about Tony using the glove was like, well, he had a kid. Like, that's kind of a shitty way to bail. You don't want to raise your kid. I get it. Right? That Cap didn't have a kid. Thor didn't have a kid. Let's see. Dang, newbie. Captain America is his favorite. Huh. Okay. Man, I don't know.
I've never liked
So
Captain America.
We'll have to figure out. We'll have to figure out what, is it possible for me to cry at a movie? I don't know. I would say the closest I ever got was Dumbo. I would have to say that. Closest I ever got to crying at a movie was probably Dumbo.
When they're abusing his mom?
Because that is a jacked up movie. If you've ever watched if you watch the original Disney Dumbo.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Like they do some really awful shit to those elephants.
The movie's got a really weird ending too. Just kind of
and you're like,
ends.
oh man, I guess it's Dumbo's mom. How messed up they are to Dumbo's mom, and then she goes berserk.
Yeah.
And then you're cheering, or at least I was. I'm like, yeah, get those humans.
Yeah. Show them all.
Down with the two-legged oppressor. I was like, that.
Yeah.
But no, didn't quite get me. That's one movie that when people say, oh, what's a good Disney movie, I'll tell them like Dumbo. I really liked, and yeah, Dumbo it's weird on a number of levels. There's some like straight up acid trippy shit that happens in Dumbo. And then and I also really like Bambi. Bambi's a great Disney movie. It's like some of the best animation they've ever done, in my opinion. And and it's nice and messed up. So I like that. They kill the like all Disney movies of that time, they kill the mom immediately.
Yeah.
But Bambi was especially grievous because they killed her while the credits are still rolling. Like they didn't even bother to make it into the movie before killing the mom. I just remember thinking, like, what does Walt Disney have against moms? Like all of those movies, the moms are dead at the start of the movie or they die during the movie.
And then you find out it's because he killed his own mom.
Yeah.
Inadvertently.
Put her on the game show Bullseye.
He built her a new house. And she died of carbon monoxide poisoning because they didn't build the furnace correctly.
He put her he bought her a boat.
Here's a brand new house.
And just let it drift off to sea.
Threw some flaming darts at it.
Didn't teach her anything about navigating a ship or didn't give her any supplies, just kicked it out. The olden days Disney films were something else, but yeah, for sure. I was showing my kid, my son, and like he's always interested in, like, he wants to know like what kind of cartoons did I watch when I was a kid and I was like, yeah, they're hard to find. Like I showed him some Looney Tunes the other day. And I was hoping to find some of the more racist ones because they're like really messed, especially with the ones made in the 40s, that are like heavily anti-Japanese. Like those are really messed up cartoons. I remember being in I was in like 3rd grade and they were still playing those cartoons like during recess, and when it rained, it would rain at your school, and before they let you run around inside your classroom and make a mess in there, they would sit all the kids down and they would play Looney Tunes. They would play that World War II one, the one with the gremlins that it infests the bomber, and then there was another one, but they had the Japanese like caricature guys on that. And I
vaguely remember those.
I was still okay with that as a kid.
Didn't make you cry.
Let's see. I don't watch Japanese anime, but Grave of the Firefly. Yeah, it's a pretty sad one. Yeah.
Iron-Blooded Orphans made me cry.
Which one?
Iron-Blooded Orphans. One of the newer Gundams.
I've never seen that.
That's a really good one.
So Jose's in here. He's like a Gundam anime expert. He can tell us all about that. Yeah, so I showed my kids some Looney Tunes, but they were not racist Looney Tunes, but they were good. But you can't. So the weird thing is, it's almost impossible to find certain characters. Like you can't really find Yosemite Sam anymore.
Oh.
And you can't find. Well, they redid some Elmer Fudd stuff, but it's still pretty hard to find Elmer Fudd stuff. You could still find plenty of Daffy Duck, Porky Pig stuff. So I showed him that. Transformers the movie, watching that in the theater, that almost got me.
Yeah.
That
was
almost
pretty brutal.
got me. Yeah, that was extremely brutal. That's why, like, when Endgame, when people were like, "Oh, Endgame, I'm crying," I'm like, man, that ain't shit. Go watch Transformers.
I watched Starscream get blown
Imagine being
alive.
in the third grade. When you were in the third grade, you've been following the same Transformers for 2 seasons, right? And you knew all those characters, and you watched them all die on film. That was messed up, man. Some of those were your favorite toys. Let's see. See, Jose's IBO was a pretty good series for Gundam, better than 00. What? Sure.
I don't think I watched 00 at all.
You got very angry at the end of Brave of the Firefly. Oh, yeah, you were telling me about that the other day. Cybertron. Yeah, the worst was, so in Transformers the movie, you see Brawn die immediately. You see him just get shot in the face, right? And they showed the life leaving their eyes. It was pretty messed up. And then not Brawn, but who's the other guy? I want to say Ratchet or whatever. He's like crawling on the ground towards Megatron, like, no, and Megatron shoots him in the face. Like, holy crap, man. Do you remember G.I. Joe, the movie, where Duke gets stabbed in the heart with a cobra?
No, I don't think I watched the G.I. Joe movie.
That also came out around the same time. So in that same year, you lost all those Transformers and Optimus Prime and Duke at the same time. And now in the theaters, the G.I. Joe movie in the theaters, the ending was different because they literally had planned Duke to be dead permanently. So Don Johnson, who was like the voice of whatever character he was in that, some stupid character, they go to like Duke's funeral. But people complained so bad at the end of G.I. Joe the movie that they changed the ending so that Duke went into a coma. But you physically, like, you could go back and watch the movie right now. He physically gets stabbed in the heart with a cobra. Okay, there's no, like, that injury does not put you in a coma if you're stabbed in the heart with a cobra.
You can take it. He's good.
Sean, Avatar: The Last Airbender, Tales of Ba Sing Se. Yeah, don't really follow that franchise much at all, so I don't know. I can't comment on that one. I'm trying. Maybe there was a movie that made me cry. I can't think. Can't think of one. Has to be, right? Or Don Johnson is Duke's half brother, Lieutenant Falcon. Yeah, it was. But he in the movie he was like a rookie Joe. So I don't. But they were planning on Falcon or what's his name, Flint, to really kind of take the lead.
Oh yeah, Flint.
From Duke. And so so when the series picked back up on TV, Flint and I forget the the lady that threw the javelins, Lady J, I guess. They were kind of the main characters for a while.
And I do not remember much of this. I don't think I really watched the G.I. Joe cartoons.
Oh, I watched that. I watched those religiously.
I think they just
Those
weren't
were-
on, like you had
Mhm.
cable, so you got options, and I don't think that was an option. Transformers,
See-
yeah.
Yeah.
GoBots.
Transformers, I guess, got a little bit better distribution than G.I. Joe did. But it's next to impossible to find G.I. Joe cartoons now. Unless you're finding clips on YouTube, that kind of thing. If you're trying to find an entire episode of G.I. Joe, good luck. That's very hard to do.
All you really need is Fensler anyway.
Yeah. But yeah, we used to watch G.I. Joe all the time because mainly because the Cobra was so cool. And I liked the little PSAs at the end of every episode. Those were awesome.
We had Hulk Hogan's Rockin' Wrestling.
I never really watched that.
If it's on, I watched it. Gummy Bears, I'll watch it.
Yeah, never really watched Gummy Bears. Basically, the uncle going to a tree in Earth Kingdom morning the day he lost his son in a war. I know these are all like, I guess, high gravity moments, but I don't know. Nothing hitting home, guys. Sorry. Still evil. Still evil. Yeah, but I showed some G.I. Joe to my son. His main question was, why are they shooting lasers out of their machine guns?
A valid question.
That's a pretty damn good question, son.
Oh yeah, Mr. T's cartoon. That was good.
Mm-hmm. I actually have the theme of Mr. T going in my head now that you mentioned that.
Ooh.
The Mr. T cartoon theme. It's a great theme.
Better than the Gummy Bears theme.
I never watched the Gummy Bears. All the kids were gymnasts. Yeah. Do kids even, like, my son doesn't even really watch cartoons per se. Like he watches kids shows on YouTube, but he doesn't watch cartoons. He watches the one thing he's been watching a lot of are these two little girls. Their dad they shoot video skits and stuff, and sometimes they do like horror theme and that kind of thing. But for kids, it's all pretty clean. But it's like a dad and his two daughters, and they have like 6 channels or something. They're like a
Crazy.
big deal.
I watch cartoons, so my daughter watches cartoons.
Yeah.
We watched the new Voltron.
But what kind of
the new She-Ra. We watched
I watched the new
Star versus
Voltron
the
for a
versus
little
Evil.
while.
It was good.
Yeah. The new Voltron was pretty good. I know how it ends, but I never really follow. I think I've only watched like the first 4 seasons.
There's a lot, that's for sure. It kind of got slow for a bit, and then it really picked up again.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, She-Ra I thought
see.
was good like all the way through.
I'm still of the 90s being a better cartoon years, but I'm biased. I will say Ninja Turtles, Ghostbusters, and G.I. Joe.
Which
Yeah.
Ghostbusters, though?
Yeah, real Ghostbusters? Yeah.
They both had their merits.
I don't know, dude. I think 80s cartoons have you beat just because we had Robotech,
Oh yeah.
aka Macross.
And Mospeada and Southern Cross.
Macross, Mospeada, and what's the other one? Iron Cross or whatever?
Southern Cross.
Southern Cross? Yeah, Southern Cross.
Which no one really likes. No one really likes Southern Cross.
Yeah, that was kind of the crap. Whenever the series got to Southern Cross, you're like, oh, I'll tune back in like 2 months.
Yeah.
When we're back to Mospeada. When we get to Scott Bernard.
That's the only one that had nudity
name?
in the original series, though, I think.
Dana. What was this? Dana Sterling, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, she was. So they, even though they're actually 3 different cartoon series, they just made it so that they're all interrelated.
They did a pretty good job considering.
Yeah, they did a way better job than they did with stuff like Gotchaman.
Yeah.
You have to watch Battle of the Planets. I was a kid. I grew up on Battle of the Planets. I was
Yeah,
like,
my
man,
wife was a
G-Force
big
is so
fan.
cool. Yeah, and then you watch Gotchaman, and then your like mind, your whole worldview changes. And you're like, Battle of the Planets sucks. I can't believe I like that show.
This is garbage.
It's garbage.
In a house of lies.
What is Seven Zark 7? That was not a character. Just a way to give Casey Kasem more money.
Oh. Shaggy. Who was after that money?
Mighty Max was legit. They only made 40 episodes. Gem. What about did you ever watch Transor Z or Mazinger Z?
No, those were
That was
never
a
on.
cartoon. I like that because they. My favorite was Bobo Bot because they had that robot that was basically made out of a giant trash can.
That's pretty good. Watched a lot of Astro Boy. I got my daughter to watch it too. She liked it.
You know what? Astro Boy is pretty depressing.
Oh yeah.
If you want to talk about?
Didn't make you cry though. Not even when it said, "You're not a real boy."
Yeah. It's a and they well the thing is it's like Astro Boy, like they straight up just treat him like a slave.
Yeah.
In every episode.
Robots don't get rights.
And it's real. It's just real casual. They're like, you don't have any real feelings. You're just a robot.
Yeah. It taught us the real lessons of prejudice.
So we're talking cartoons. We still haven't gotten me to cry about anything yet. I don't know. Will we ever get there? I don't know.
It's a tough one. Does she have a hair all the way down her face? Or is that a scowl mark?
Now, are those are demonettes or are they?
These are succubi from Mantic.
Succubi? Cool. Oh, what are you going to use it? Is those for Frostgrave or?
I'm going to use them in Oathmark. They don't have demons in Oathmark, but they're going to play as Elven line breakers.
Okay.
So it'll be like the biggest equivalent. I got 20 of them, and I didn't really know 2 of them, but they'll actually
The Mysterious Cities of Gold. Yes.
Ooh.
I remember that show.
There's a couple of really good 90s cartoons that never really gained traction, like Exoforce. That was a good one.
Tiger Mask. I don't know a lot of these. Thundercats and Silverhawks, obviously. I don't think Silverhawks got its due. I mean, everybody loved Thundercats, but I thought Silverhawks was a pretty damn good show too.
It was, yeah. Wait, do you remember Captain Power?
Yeah,
that was pretty cool.
Captain Power was pretty cool.
But that wasn't a cartoon, I guess. Did you have one of the toys?
I did not have any Captain Power toys.
Oh no.
It's weird because I had most of Most of the toys are the shows that we're talking about.
Those are the best ones, though. You got to shoot back, play the game.
Exoforce. What about talk about like cool toys for a show? Mask.
Well, I like Saber Rider.
Yeah, Mask was great. That show was awesome.
Oh
The
yeah,
thing for that.
that was a toy selling show for sure.
We bought the toys before the show came out.
Mask.
The toys came out because they were so smart. Like the toys launched right before Christmas, and the commercials had like kind of snippets of the intro, so you knew it was going to be a cartoon before it was a cartoon. So we bought a bunch of that for Christmas. We're like, well, yeah, and we didn't know like who was good guys or bad guys, and it didn't matter. Once the show started, you're like, oh, okay. Oh, and you're like, oh, the guy with the motorcycle that becomes a helicopter. He's a good guy. Okay, I'm in. I love the masks. Still have the transforming Mack truck.
Yeah, I had the truck and the car, I think. They were pretty awesome.
We had a bunch of that stuff.
The figures were awesome too.
The figures were great.
Great toy line.
They had removable masks. That was the best thing. My friend's faves were Brave Star, which is good. Defenders of the Earth was pretty dope. But Defenders of the Earth never, they had toys, but for whatever reason, the toys weren't very big ever. It was kind of like, Robotech was super big, right? But by the time they were able to launch the Robotech toys in the US, it was a flop. Because we were like, oh, you can't get a Veritech anywhere.
Mm-hmm.
But there's this transformer named Skyfire or Starfire
Jetfire
that is basically just a Veritech. So we would just all buy that and just use that as our Veritech.
My uncle found me a die-cast Macross Veritech fighter. It was so awesome. It broke though. I played with it too much.
Yeah. Did you have the ones that before Chibi was a thing, where they just kind of had giant heads and giant, like the torso was much larger than the rest of the body, and it was like a chunky Veritech? You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I didn't have one of those, but I know what you're talking about.
Those were cool. Yeah, you really couldn't get good Macross toys unless you went to like the swap meet and you found the Asian toy vendor there.
That's right.
Where you could get the cool stuff like 2 years before the US figures out distribution. So I had that amazing Voltron toy like 2 years before the US figured out how to get that Voltron toy in. And when the US did it, they got rid of all the little plastic missiles and stuff.
Oh yeah.
Because they didn't want kids swallowing that.
We were allowed to have missiles for quite a while. Into the late 90s, I think.
Defenders of the Earth was garbage. Flash Gordon and a fucking stage magician. Yeah, but they also had what's his name? The Phantom. Come on, man. Defenders of the Earth had one of the most hilarious intros too. You kept hold of your original Star Wars. Oh man, I don't even want to think about the. Luckily, I was a kid and we wrecked all of those super, super valuable toys that adults want. We wrecked the shit out of all this stuff. There was no coming back. Ripped that straight out of the package, started playing with it immediately.
Oh yeah.
I think one of my favorite toys of all time was the G.I. Joe, the F-14.
Well, that was a good one, yeah.
and and the pilot had a parachute. That thing was so cool. I had to do chores for like 3 weeks to get one of those, and then my dad bought me one, and brought it home, started playing with it, and there's this little plastic piece. It's a little U-shaped piece of plastic that goes on the front landing gear, and it popped out, and it ruins the toy permanently when
Oh no.
you cannot ever retract the landing gear once you lose that. And and that was all because the back of the jet had one switch that you pulled down to open up the wings or close the wings, and it did the landing gear at the same time. There we go. I could cry over toys I lost or broke. Maybe I could cry over that. I don't know.
I cried over a lost toy when I was a kid. I lost my airborne G.I. Joe figure on a camping trip.
Oh,
And I
Airborne
cried
was
cried.
pretty damn cool.
I don't remember what I liked about him. I just remember that I just mourned the loss for the rest of my life.
Favorite G.I. Joe figures. There were so many good ones.
I loved Wild Bill in his helicopter.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I really liked when Cobra Commander was they didn't have them on the shelf. You had to send in the little UPC codes to get him. I really loved my original Cobra Commander.
Was he the hooded one?
No, he had the chrome dome,
Okay.
and then he had that like weird heat gun that it would stick to his back. And then and my favorite G.I. Joes were like, I like the weird ones. Like Sci-Fi was one of my favorites. And he was great in the cartoon too, because he was only in like one G.I. Joe cartoon, and all he liked to do was sit on the couch and watch kaiju movies. So like Sci-Fi was amazing on multiple levels. Let's see. Blaster with retractable shoulder brace. Yeah, RoboCop toy, nice. Can you believe they made a RoboCop toy?
Oh yeah.
That is how cool the 80s and 90s were. Like, yeah, super violent movie just for adults. Let's make a toy. Good idea.
Drop it.
Let's see. Favorite Star Wars action figure? Tough one.
I never got into Star Wars action figures.
I really liked Greedo. I really liked the Greedo and Walrus Man were some of my. I liked the weird,
Walrus Man.
ugly-looking alien guys. So Greedo, Walrus Man, Snaggletooth, those were all really cool ones. Bosk, obviously one of my all-time favorites. Man, a lot of good ones.
Did you ever get
Tusken
any of the
Raider.
miniatures for those?
What's that?
Did you ever get any of the miniatures for those?
No.
Because I think
I painted a Bosk before for somebody. I forget. Maybe Nelson. I don't remember. Let's see. We had golden childhoods, regardless of how rich we are. My friend's brother had. Yeah. Jar Jar Binks with karate chop action. I don't know if that's a real thing or if you're. No. Is that a real thing?
probably.
I mean, I was well out of Star Wars toys by that time, but yeah. I just remember the original Darth Vader and Luke Skywalker and Obi-Wan. They had the lightsaber that was tucked under their arm, and you slide the little thing forward so that the lightsaber came out. And they had those vinyl cloaks. Those things were super flammable. I don't know if I remember as a kid, like half of the shit that you played with or wore was super flammable, especially Halloween costumes.
Oh yes.
They were those Halloween costumes had you'd have a little plastic mask with a rubber band, you know,
I can still
on the
feel it digging
outside.
into my head to this day.
Yeah, and then you had and instead of like an actual costume, it was just basically a vinyl gown that had that had art of whatever it was that you were supposed to be, right?
I had
And
a
you could
Scooby-Doo
buy
costume like that.
you buy those, yeah, and they'd sell those costumes. They'd sell those costumes in a little box with a clear plastic window, so you knew, okay, that's what the mask looks like, right? And you buy that thing, and then you put that little vinyl gown on. But that thing just smelled like pure gasoline. Like that,
Yeah.
that was like the most flammable thing you could ever put on a kid. Let's see. Used to love building a little plane or do you remember those? Newbie probably remembers those little model kits. They came in boxes like this big. They were, and you'd get those little HO scale little army men that came with those. Those were really cool little kits. We had a bunch of those. I remember we got like the Swiss Ski Patrol guys. That was like one of the coolest things. The Swiss Ski Patrol, and then basically any of the German stuff that had the cool little German the Jeeps or the assault vehicles.
I don't think I know those.
Yeah.
That sounds pretty cool.
Yeah, we're seriously dating ourselves with the kind of toys that we had. Yeah, I don't know. My son is still like I think kids just they're not as holistically entrenched as we were with action figures, right? Because like you said, like when they made action figures, it was always tied in with a TV show or a movie, or even later they had action figures based on video games, but that was far less successful because you spent your money on the video game, and because the video game provided basically all the entire vehicle for imagination, you didn't need a little toy to do that, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I just remember playing with toys till my body hurt.
Yeah, I mean that's what, like, I describe childhood to my son. I'm like, yeah, we were, when I was 7 years old, and I still have to teach my son how to ride a bike. That's actually something that we may be working on this weekend.
Ooh, nice.
My older brother taught me how to ride a bike when I was 7. He took me out to a field, so big grassy field, which was a thing when you were a kid in the 80s. These existed. Grassy fields. It's impossible to find a grassy field in California. But I was in Connecticut. But anyway, he put me in the middle of a grassy field, and he starts pushing. Right, he starts pushing you on your bike, and you yell at me to pedal. So you got to pedal, and then you would pedal and pedal and pedal and pedal, and he let me go like 15 minutes prior, and I was still pedaling. Right, he wouldn't tell me when he was like let go, or when, that way you learned how to ride a bike, and you'd wreck, and when you fell over, you'd be in the middle of a field. It wouldn't hurt so bad.
Oh yeah.
And he taught me how to ride a bike in a day, just doing that.
Nice.
Right? So I don't know. Yeah, with my own kid, I don't. It's impossible to find a grassy field here. I don't know. So I never had training wheels. It's interesting. I never had training wheels as a kid because I had a bike, and I was like, and I asked my parents to get me training wheels, and my older brothers were like, training wheels are for sissies.
That's right.
We'll teach you how to ride a bike. You don't need, be a big kid. Don't ride around with training wheels. So they put me on that bike, and like I said, they taught me how to ride in a day.
And that's it.
Wow, a lot more stuff going on in chat. Corgi diecast cars. Do you remember the big thing when diecast metal was such a big deal for toys?
Yeah.
And they had action figures that were made out of diecast metal?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
They break so easy.
They would break, but they would become weapons. Like they were heavy enough. You put them in your hand. Like you've got like you could hurt somebody with those. 4-foot square full of Lego. Yeah, everybody had like tons of Lego.
Gotta have Lego.
You remember the kids that did you have Tinker Toy?
I think so.
Tinker Toy and Lincoln Logs?
No Lincoln Logs. That's an American thing for sure.
Yeah. Everyone clowned Lincoln Logs. And I was like, what? I mean, I had a set of Lincoln Logs and we were I want to say 16, 17, we started playing 40K. Like that's pretty good terrain. Right?
Yeah, I bet so.
Decent cover. So we used some of those Lincoln Logs for terrain when we started playing 40K. Tinker Toy they had Tinker Toy and then they had the more sophisticated one. I forget what it was called, Constructs or something.
Oh, I had Constructs. I love those.
Yeah. You actually like to put together some of them. You actually needed like an actual wrench to deal with it. That was my dad vetoed those.
Nope.
He was like, nope. If you need to actually get at my tools, it's not going to happen. Right there, those two worlds should not meet. That was his. You're not. It's hard. He lost tools all the time because we would think they were cool. I don't know why are we talking about Brie Larson and Jar Jar? I don't understand.
Talk about Brie Larson.
That was like an hour ago. We're talking about Brie Larson and Jar Jar. And it's just Newbie. Nobody else mentioned that he introduced both of those topics. What he would have a Brie Larson Jar Jar sandwich. Wow.
That's interesting.
I know he said Johansson, but still. A Larson Jar Jar sandwich.
Larson Jar Jar sandwich.
That's a film. That's a cinematic moment that would make me cry. I would cry despite that.
Newbie sandwich between Jar Jar and Larson.
Oh man. Hot Wheels were awesome. My kid still has Hot Wheels. You know what other toys coming to making a comeback is that Evel Knievel. That he goes on this little stand and you crank the stand to get him going, and then you pull a little lever, and then he takes off on this motorcycle, and you could make him do stunts.
Is it like a catapult system?
Not exactly. It's basically the bike itself had a little gear drive on it, and you put it on the stand, and as you crank the stand, it powers up that gear drive, and then you just lift a little lever and it takes off.
I don't think I had seen those.
Oh, that was a great toy. It had the Evel Knievel cape, so it has so when you do the flips and all that, his little cape is flying around in the air.
Nice.
But yeah, I actually just saw it on Facebook. There was an ad for that, and now that they're surveying us, I bet I can pull up Facebook and it'll. Now that
takes
they're
all the effort out
of
everything.
Yeah. Isn't that weird? Whenever I talk about stuff on stream, and then you can pull up Facebook or Instagram or whatever, and then there's like an ad for it. for
So
whatever you were
convenient.
talking about. Funny that you mentioned that. Let's see. Oh, no ads. There's a Star Wars thing, but there's an ad for Restream. Interesting.
Always handy.
Could have used that earlier. Nope. Never mind. It's not so. Maybe because I shut off so many ads.
Oh no.
It's not selling me anything. Oh well. All right. So I guess my homework is I need to go watch Coco and see if I cry. I think that's it. Right?
I think so. Buy an
Oh.
Evil Knievel and watch Coco.
The Christmas I got this is newbie. The Evil Knievel stunt bike toy was the best. I set up the run course through the front room, kitchen, and a book ramp at the back door. Wow. Pretty vivid memory. That was such a great toy though. That was like one of the more iconic toys that you had with your like Rock'em Sock'em robots and your Operation board game. Those are like some of the most iconic toys that you owned during that age. All right, well, it is 11 o'clock. I'm gonna go to bed because I got to wake up in about 5 hours. So
I should probably go to bed too.
very cool.
Perfect.
Good stuff. But yeah, here's the work for tonight, even though it wasn't a lot of painting, it was just more detailed stuff. So we got Parvati. We got both of the Moonchild minis. I haven't even painted my own Moonchild yet. So I had here's mine, my personal one. Haven't really done anything on her. And then there's Wild Bill. So I just have to, I'll put some sealer on these and then they'll be good to go. And then coming up, I have to paint this thing. I have another Mandalorian thing. I got another Mandalorian thing I'll paint at some point. You can see I already put it on a color shift base. So we'll figure that out. But
Non-stop Mandalorian.
Yeah, I think that's going to be it, guys. So
yeah, tomorrow's Friday.
Tomorrow is Friday.
And that's Mandalorian Day.
It's also Firepower Friday. But
yeah, that's right.
It's going to be a sad episode of Firepower Friday. Sad times. But it should have a good ending. It's just going to be sad. The first part of it will be sad. I should actually shoot that pretty soon. I'll shoot the beginning part because the beginning part's sad. But anyway, it might make me cry. There you go. I'll cry over firearms. There we go. Do
Perfect.
That. All right, guys.
Perfect.
Have a good night, everybody.
Good night.